man can't answer these 5 questions, he is not ready for the kind of relationship you actually want. If you're dealing with an older man, the first thing you want to understand ain't just what he says, but how he thinks when things are calm. A lot of people get distracted by confidence, charm, or the fact that he seems more mature, but real maturity shows up in everyday conversations, not just in the beginning when everything feels exciting. That's why one of the smartest questions you can ask is simple. How do you handle stress when life gets heavy? This question matters because stress reveals patience, emotion control, and self-awareness. A man can look solid on the outside and still shut down, get defensive, or blame everybody else when life gets hard. If he can talk honestly about pressure, disappointment, work, family, and responsibility without acting like a victim. That tells you a lot. In his relationships, emotional safety comes from someone who can stay grounded, not someone who only looks good when everything is easy. And honestly, this applies beyond dating too. In everyday life, when you ask better questions, you make better choices about people, friendships, family, and even your own habits. So don't just look for age. Look for emotional stability, a consistency, and the ability to stay respectful when life ain't smooth. If you're learning something new about spotting red flags, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me keep making these videos for you. Another question that tells you a lot is what does a committed relationship actually mean to you? This one is powerful because people can say I want something serious all day long, but their definition of serious may be completely different from yours. One person thinks commitment means exclusivity and honesty, while another thinks it just means staying around when it's convenient. If you wanna know whether an older man is really a match, you need to hear how he defines loyalty, time, effort, communication, and future planning. A mature answer should sound clear, not vague. He should be able to talk about what he gives in a relationship, what he expects, and how he deals with conflict without sounding like he's trying to win an argument. This is useful in daily life too, because a lot of disappointment comes from people assuming the same words mean the same thing. They don't. Clarity prevents confusion, and confusion is where most relationship problems grow. So if someone avoids this question, gives you a speech with no substance, or keeps changing the subject, that's information. Don't ignore it. A strong relationship starts with shared definitions and not shared chemistry alone. A third question that can save you time is how do you usually treat people when you're not trying to impress them? This one gets right to the heart of character. Anybody can be charming for a little while. Anybody can send sweet messages, make eye contact, and say the right things when they want attention. But how does he treat a waiter, a driver, his family, his co-workers, or someone who can't give him anything back. That's where the real picture shows up. In psychology, patterns matter more than performance. It is a kind when it benefits him, but cold when it doesn't. That's not maturity, that's strategy. You want someone whose respect is stable, not selective, and this ain't only about dating an older man. It's about understanding human behavior in general. The way people treat others under low pressure tells you more than the way they act during high attraction. In your own life, this kind of awareness helps you choose better friends, better partners, and even better boundaries. If someone is respectful in small moments, that usually shows in bigger moments too. If they're rude, dismissive, or controlling in small moments, that usually grows, not disappears. So watch behavior when there's nothing to gain. That's where truth lives. Which one of these five questions do you think is the biggest red flag? If you can't answer it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. A fourth question that matters is, what are you still working on yourself? This is one of the most revealing questions you can ask because it separates self-aware people from people who only talk about their strengths. A lot of men, especially older ones, may present themselves as already finished, already established, already above growth. But real maturity means knowing you're still a work in progress. Everyone as a healthy answer might mention communication habits, patience, emotional habits, trust issues, work-life balance, or the way they handle disappointment. What you don't want is the man who acts like he has no flaws, no lessons, and no room to improve. That usually means one of two things: either he lacks insight or he doesn't want to be challenged. In real relationships, people who grow together last longer than people who just perform confidence. This is also valuable in everyday life because growth mindset changes everything. It helps you stay honest about your own habits, your reactions, your triggers, and the way you communicate under pressure. When you ask this question, you're not looking for perfection, you're looking for awareness, accountability, and effort. Those are the real signs of emotional strength. Has an older man you've dated ever been caught off guard by one of these questions? Tell me your stories below. I'm reading every single one. The last question is probably the most important. What would a healthy future with someone like me look like to you? This is where fantasy gets replaced by reality. A lot of people can talk about attraction, chemistry, and sparks, but a lasting relationship needs direction. This question helps you see whether he can think beyond the moment and picture a real connection built on routine, trust, support, and shared values. If he gives a thoughtful answer, that's a good sign. He understands that a relationship ain't just about excitement, it's about how two people fit into each other's everyday lives. If he avoids the question, jokes around, or only talks in vague romantic lines, he may enjoy the attention more than their responsibility, and that matters because in both relationships and life, the future is built by the people who can think clearly in the present. This kind of question is also useful outside dating. It reminds you to ask whether any situation in your life has direction or whether you're just moving emotionally without a plan. Good relationships ain't built on guessing, they're built on clarity, honesty, and the ability to imagine something real together. If you want deeper connection, ask questions that reveal intention, not just attraction. Which one of these questions surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below and share this video with a friend who needs to hear this right now.